Welcome to the sanctuary for the anxiously attached. I am your host and your friend, Ava, and I am so happy you are here. Before we start, this podcast is sponsored by Healing Anxious Attachment, the workbook, available through the link in the bio. Let's begin. How to challenge perfectionism. Perfectionism is a personality trait characterized by striving for flawlessness and setting excessively high performance standards, often accompanied by critical self-evaluations and concerns about how one is perceived by others. People with perfectionistic tendencies tend to focus on the end result rather than the process of achieving it, and may feel a sense of dissatisfaction even when they accomplish their goals. They may also engage in all-or-nothing thinking, have difficulty delegating tasks, and struggle with procrastination due to fear of failure. Perfectionism can have both positive and negative effects, depending on the degree to which it is present and how it is managed. Here are 10 assignments on how to challenge perfectionism. 1. Identify your perfectionistic tendencies. Write down instances where you felt the need to be perfect and what it cost you in terms of time, energy, or stress. 2. Question your assumptions. Identify and write down the beliefs you have about perfectionism. For example, if I am not perfect, I am a failure. Then, ask yourself if this belief is true and if it serves you. 3. Practice self-compassion. Write down a list of self-compassionate phrases that you can say to yourself when you make mistakes or when you feel the pressure to be perfect. 4. Experiment with imperfection. Pick something that you usually strive to do perfectly and intentionally do it imperfectly. Notice what happens and how you feel. 5. Prioritize your values. Write down your top values and think about how perfectionism may be getting in the way of living according to those values. Then, set specific goals that align with your values rather than perfectionism. 6. Accept feedback. Practice receiving feedback non-defensively. When you receive feedback, take a moment to acknowledge any defensive reactions you have and then reframe the feedback as an opportunity for growth. 7. Celebrate small successes. Write down a list of small accomplishments and celebrate them. This will help you to see that progress, not perfection, is what matters. 8. Practice mindfulness. Use mindfulness techniques to stay present and focused on the task at hand rather than getting caught up in perfectionistic thoughts or worries. 9. Embrace mistakes. Write down a list of mistakes you have made in the past and think about what you learned from them. Recognize that mistakes are a normal part of growth and learning. 10. Set realistic goals. Write down a list of goals and break them down into small, achievable steps. Focus on progress rather than perfection. I hope these assignments are helpful in challenging perfectionism. And for your journaling practice, here are 10 journal prompts on how to challenge perfectionism. 1. How has perfectionism held you back in the past? Reflect on specific situations where you may have missed opportunities or experiences because of your perfectionism. 2. What are some of the fears or anxieties that drive your perfectionism? Write about how these emotions may be impacting your life and well-being. 3. Identify some of the negative self-talk patterns associated with your perfectionism. Write about how you can reframe these thoughts to be more positive and self-affirming. 4. Think about a time when you made a mistake or experienced failure. How did you handle it? Write about what you learned from the experience and how you can apply that knowledge to future challenges. 5. Reflect on the concept of good enough. Write about what it means to you and how you can embrace this mindset to let go of perfectionism. 6. Write about the impact that perfectionism has on your relationships with others. Do you find it difficult to connect with people or be vulnerable? How can you work on building more authentic connections with others? 7. Identify one task or project that you have been putting off due to perfectionism. Write about how you can break the task down into smaller, more manageable steps and set realistic goals for yourself. 8. Write about a time when someone else's imperfections or mistakes actually made them more relatable or endearing to you. Use this reflection to challenge your belief that perfection is necessary for acceptance or approval. 9. Reflect on the role of self-care in challenging perfectionism. Write about the activities or practices that help you feel grounded, calm, and centered. 10. Finally, write a letter to your future self about your journey towards letting go of perfectionism. Describe the changes you have made and the progress you have achieved, and offer yourself encouragement and support for the continued journey ahead. Good luck! Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would like to keep getting tips on how to deal with anxious attachment and keep updated on other relatable content. Thank you and lots of love.